pair of nondescript shrines with a couple of funky animal caricatures. And the trail up there is rather benign at that point that you see, but beyond that point are some very steep places where you're given assist with chains so that you can safely walk your way up the rocks. And this is kind of reminded me of Machu Picchu when I went out to look at their bridge that they had created that could pull back a log and prevent people from coming up this little trail alongside the cliffs, because it was right alongside the cliffs to get there. Very much like this looks to you. I'm not looking down while I do this. I'm just holding the camera in my right hand. This is a trail I hiked up earlier on the way up to Mt Mitake, and this is the canyon I was looking at. Okay, this canyon is kind of interesting. You'll notice that this side has few trees, sparse, thin trees, and almost no ground vegetation. And they're a totally different kind of tree than those thick evergreens over there. And my guess is that I am standing in a rain shadow where the weather comes from behind me, which would be to the east or southeast, and drops its rain on the other side of the mountain, the ridge behind me. And then after it's over the ridge, it has the speed and direction from above to drop water and leave it on that ridge there, which populates those evergreens. So I'm back at this intersection that I passed earlier, and now we'll go down to look at Ayahiro Waterfall and Nanayo Waterfall. Somewhere down here, I'm sure these stream portends of same. Certainly a pretty little waterfall running down through all that moss. Imagine the thousands of years it took to carve out this little canyon. And certainly the waterfall is a wonderful place for a shrine, as well as a moment of contemplation for that young lady. I wonder if people swim in that in the summertime. It's a little chilly now. Deep pools. They're a nice little picnic area. with tables and a kiosk, as you can see, and also a bathroom. Magnificent day for a hike. Couldn't get a better day. Weather's perfect. This is the only one of these beautiful colored trees that I've seen on this hike. This must just, for some bizarre reason, be the perfect little microclimate for it, and or it's fortuitously ballooning on the wind. A few of the little white flowers I've seen today, probably about an inch or more across. They seem to like the shade. You can see several tucked underneath that plant's large leaves, and underneath the leaves that are dead that have fallen. Here a little bit more of the purple shade. Okay, this is the other falls, this small little part right here. Most torturous climb down. It's all steep metal stairway and or super tangles of roots. Apparently this is another half of the falls, although it's not stated that way. And the trail continues and wraps up this way. I hope that it continues back to where I want to go, but of course there's no signage that I would... Unlike the rest of the world, in Japan you queue up in orderly little lines, and on either side, notice there's two there, and two and two, and then when the gate opens, or the door opens on the train, those two lines separate to let the people out, and then they, having let the people out, they orderly and calmly get in, as opposed to China, where it's just a scrum.